You ever have one of those days where you walk into a place and know, instantly, this is not your world, but you're supposed to make it work anyway? Yeah, that's how it started for me at Whitmore Academy, this gleaming Connecticut prep school, where the sidewalks are cleaner than most people's kitchens, and the air smells like money, old and new. My name's Madison Hayes, and if you've never seen a scholarship kid with thrift store sneakers get launched backward through the cafeteria doors by three overgrown lacrosse boys, well, buckle up, because by the time this story's done, you'll know exactly what it looks and feels like to be the outsider who finally has enough. I transferred to Whitmore in September, clutching a battered Honda Civic Key in one hand and my old YMCA duffel bag in the other, my mom's bakery wages barely covering the gas. When you come from a place where you work 60 hours a week in the summer just for textbook money, let me tell you, walking past lines of Teslas and BMWs feels like landing on Mars. You learn real quick Whitmore isn't about education. It's about who belongs and who definitely does not. My plan was simple. Keep my head down, survive 2 years, get my diploma, and bounce to college where maybe nobody cared my interview blazer was bought secondhand. But the rules of survival are different in places like this. I learned that in the dojo, growing Upate years of Judo, where my sensei drilled into me that sometimes the best way to fight is to disappear. And at Whitmore, I tried. Trust me, I tried. But there's always a predator who spots weakness, especially when you're alone. His name was Tyler Bennett. You know, the type lacrosse captain, Princeton legacy, his dad's name on half the buildings. Tyler could smell outsider on me from a mile away. And once he picked me as his target, it was open season. At first, it was just words, nice shirt. Hayes, what thrift store you raid this morning? His boys, Chase and Derek, laughed on cue, loyal as puppies if the treats were invitations to his family ski lodge. But words sting when you've already spent nights hungry so your little brother can eat, and when you can't afford to fix the things they mock. Then it escalated. My backpack in the trash, homework soaked in soda, my only good blazer sliced and dumped with a note that said maybe I should transfer back where I belong. Every accident was another reminder that people like me weren't supposed to last here. And the teachers? Administration? The guidance counselor gave me a sympathetic look, said, sometimes students from different backgrounds misinterpret social dynamics, then suggested I just talk to Tyler. Yeah, right? You ever tried talking sense into someone who thinks your existence is an inconvenience? By November, it was routine. Tyler and his crew set up shop near my locker every morning, tossing out comments about my discount shoes, while the rest of the kids looked away, glad it wasn't them this week. The few other scholarship or day students would give a subtle nod, maybe sit by me at lunch, but solidarity among the powerless? That doesn't get you far in a kingdom built for people like Tyler. I adjusted, carried all my stuff, moved like a ghost through the halls, avoided my locker unless absolutely necessary. It felt like war, minus the uniforms. But the breaking point came right before Thanksgiving. I found my locker forced open, my few decent things scattered, that blazer I'd worked weeks to buy destroyed beyond repair. The note pinned inside? Tyler's handwriting, telling me I'd be better off back where I belong. I just stood there, maybe looked a little too calm for their liking, and picked up the pieces, took photos, logged everything, because if Judo taught me anything, it's that documentation is self-defense. Still, when I brought it to the vice principal, he glanced at the evidence and said, what you see as harassment might just be traditional school bonding. Sometimes students from different backgrounds struggle to understand our culture here. I left that office so angry I was shaking. That night, I cried in the bakery parking lot, not from hurt, but Ragia bone-deep, white-hot fury that told me being gentle in a system rigged to break you is just another way to get run over. So, I started training again. Late at night, between ovens and my mom's bakery, footwork drills with flour sacks, grip strength kneading dough, muscle memory coming back sharp. I was done hoping for someone else to save me. Tyler pushed harder, posting my fast food uniform online, captioned Whitmore's charity case. The school did nothing because doing something meant risking a donation or upsetting a legacy parent. I backed up my files, kept my phone charged and camera app ready, because if he wanted a public confrontation, I'd be ready for my own kind of throwdown. And on a gray, biting December afternoon, He gave me exactly what I needed. Cafeteria lunch Whitmore's Hunger Games for the have-nots. I could feel it coming. The whole room buzzed, phones out, whispers spreading that Tyler was gunning for me today. He marched in, flanked by his goons, slammed his hands on my table, heard you've been spreading lies, Hayes. I looked up, matched his volume. I documented harassment with evidence. That's not lying. He expected fear, maybe tears. Instead, he got calm. You ever watch a predator realize they're not scary anymore? His face went from rage to confusion, then rage again. He grabbed my backpack, dumped it on the floor, snatched my journal me months of notes, evidence, pain, and started reading out loud, mocking me for everyone to hear. I stood up, hands open, every move deliberate, no aggression, just asking for my property back, while phones caught every angle. He pushed harder, grabbed my collar, twisted, tore my shirt clean down the back. The sound echoed. You know what happens next, right? 8 years of judo drilled into my bones. A body remembers. His balance was forward, grip too high, and before he knew it, I was a motion in on wrist, hip turn, textbook shoulder throw. Tyler Bennett, state champion, 200 pounds of privilege and rage, flew through the air, hit the floor so hard it rattled the windows, and slid 20 feet across that wax tile. Silence fell, then a single clap, then more, a rising roar as the students, some with tears in their eyes, saw the mighty fall. I gathered my stuff, straightened what was left of my shirt, and calmly said, "Somebody call the nurse." The spell was broken. The dean barged in, saw the scene, demanded explanations, but the crowd erupted. Everyone who'd ever been silent suddenly found a voice. Videos played, testimony spilled. Even kids who'd once laughed at me started speaking up. In less than an hour, it wasn't just my word, it was a movement. She was defending herself. He's been harassing her all semester. The system couldn't ignore it now. Evidence was everywhere, viral within hours, hashtags trending, morning shows picking apart my throw like it was the Super Bowl. Martial arts experts praised my restraint. Tyler? Hospitalized, suspended, his dad's lawyers and PR teams scrambling to make him the victim, but public opinion had turned. Parents, alumni, even judo communities from all over sent messages of support. The school tried to circle the wagons, but 2 late federal investigations, Title IX complaints, board members resigning, real policies finally enforced. You think that's where it ends? Not a chance. Tyler's family wasn't done. Threats escalated. Security cameras cut out, my class schedule leaked, my mom's bakery getting anonymous calls. December 20th, the night before break, I packed my locker knowing I might not return, walked to my car under a broken streetlight, only working security cam, a detail I checked earlier. Tyler and 2 men, definitely not students, waited for me. He'd hired muscle. They spread out, professional, confident. Tyler thought money still protected him. He was wrong. My hand went to my phone, recording app live, and when the first man lunged, everything slowed. The training, the drills, the calm. I redirected him into my Honda's hood. The second caught me in the ribs, but I traded pain for position, threw him against a concrete barrier. Tyler watched, realizing I wasn't just that judo girl. I'd been an elite competitor, years of competition, the kind of kid coaches thought could go to the Olympics, until life and poverty cut that dream short. Then Tyler pulled a nifty last, desperate play. I disarmed him, broke his wrist, told him straight, "You're done. Your father's done. This culture of protecting predators is done." Police arrived minutes later, took it all in. 3 grown men on the ground. My live stream sent to every safe email and cloud I had. The fallout was biblical. The Bennett name came off buildings, donations returned, federal charges stacked up. Princeton withdrew Tyler's acceptance. The Department of Education tore through Whitmore's policies, new deans, new rules, real accountability. The students, the ones who'd watched in silence for years now, found their voices, formed support groups, wrote their own stories. I turned down offers for TV interviews, dojo sponsorships, endorsements. I didn't fight for medals, I told one agent. I fought because someone had to. Graduated quietly, packed my anonymous thank you notes, drove out of Whitmore for the last time under new security lights. The world wanted a hero, but all I'd wanted was a fair shot. You asked me if it was worth it? Here's what I know. Sometimes you don't get to choose when to fight. Sometimes the world puts you in the spotlight just to see if you'll blink. I didn't want to be unforgettable, but now every kid who walks those halls knows they don't have to take it. And that's the real win when one act of courage shatters the rules, exposes the rot, and lets new voices rise. So let's talk, where do you stand when the system protects bullies and silences the brave? When is it right to fight, and when is it smarter to walk away? Drop your thoughts below, because maybe, just maybe, the real change starts when we stop being silent.